Welcome back into another fun-filled edition of TM5's Bro Therapy with Bass and the Bear, presented by Marine South.
Marine South Boat Sales and Service Center on Highway 27 in Carrollton are big supporters of high school athletics. Trust them with all your boating needs. From parts and service to purchasing a new or used boat, they have the staff and expertise to get you in the right direction. Come on in and give them a chance to show you why they are the best in the business. Marine South premier marine sales, service, repair, and installation provider. They have years of marine service experience, service all brands, makes, and models of outboard motors in a timely fashion. Marine South on Highway 27 in Carrollton.
I am Bryce Sparling. I am the Bear, and as always with me, my best good buddy right here, Casey Bass.
What's up, homie?
Oh, buddy, one day closer to the release of NCAA College Football 25.
Well, let's address the elephant in the room. For the world's most consistent podcast, we took the week off last week without really talking about it.
Yeah, we did. It's Independence Day week. It's a whole week.
We are 4th of July type people.
Dang right, baby.
That's
Independence Day all, for 4 or 5 days.
How is it not the number one holiday?
I don't know.
Christmas, I get, but Christmas is a specific Christian holiday.
Right.
And we're Christian, but it's not everybody is. So 4th of July though, that's all of our holiday.
And
should be, if the 4th of July falls on a Tuesday or a Thursday,
yeah,
it should be an automatic 4-day weekend, nationally.
Agreed. We had to take Friday off. They didn't give us Friday off at my job.
We didn't either.
Yeah, I took it off, but yeah, we didn't have to. We didn't get it off. I think that's a travesty. I think that should automatically be a 4-day weekend. I agree.
You know what they do at Tanner?
What?
They just have their holidays are built into their PTO. So you got to take every holiday.
Oh, wow.
There's no automatic holidays. So if you've got, let's say, 7 holidays in a year,
right,
they just put 7 extra days on your PTO. Because, it makes a little bit of sense because it's a hospital.
Right.
So everybody can't have off.
We're all sorry.
People there.
Go to the next one. There's one down the road.
but I also think that prevents them from paying double time on the holidays.
See, that's what sucks. That's what sucks. If you work holidays, you should at least get time and a half. When I worked at Inner Harbor, I did 7 straight Christmases voluntarily. I'm not gonna act like 7 straight. Or were you straight salary?
For part of it, I was salary.
Okay.
When I was a counselor, I think we got double time.
Okay.
But I chose it. I chose to do it. It was my favorite day. There was something about I couldn't enjoy Christmas.
Yeah.
If I was with my family on Christmas Day. And again, I wasn't married and didn't have kids. But I couldn't enjoy Christmas knowing that there were kids away from their family, that my kids weren't at home, right? I would rather be with them.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. But I maybe got double time, but I don't remember because I didn't care. It wasn't why I was doing it.
Yeah.
It was me and William James making pancakes for the boys. That's what it was.
I used to work holidays when I was a contractor with the company that I'm with now, but I strictly did it for the money because I got time and a half. So I worked almost every single holiday. Christmas was about the only holiday that I actually took off. Halloween, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, every single holiday that was a holiday, I was working because I got time and a half. And yeah.
So what happened with your disgusting hot dog eating situation?
Nothing ever came up of it, man. Nothing ever, I think.
You didn't do the contest?
No.
I thought I saw a fat guy puking.
No, that was on, the Nathans on ESPN. I didn't.
Yeah, what did you think I was talking about?
I thought you were talking about the one that we personally have with Hometown Sports Media that we need to hook up this year for football season. We did the chili cook-off last year.
I'm not doing it.
And this year, I think we need to do a hot dog eating contest.
I'm not going to be involved in that.
Because Mr. Clay Harden is under the illusion that he can eat more hot dogs than I can.
I support you guys doing whatever it is you guys want to do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be there.
You're not gonna be a judge?
No.
See me?
It's gross.
Guzzle down some glizzies.
It's disgusting.
It is.
The last thing I want to do on my limited time off is watch you two big bastards shove hot dogs down your gullet.
Come on, it would be priceless entertainment.
There's a price, like a nickel.
I didn't watch it on ESPN. One, because Joey Chestnut was not in it, so I just didn't really care about it. And two, I was a little bit too inebriated to operate a television at that point. I was doing about the best I could to stay in the shallow end of the pool and just doggy paddle around to folks and make some small talk and chit chat and all that stuff. No, I missed all the entertainment that was on ESPN for the hot dog eating contest on July 4th.
I don't think I turned the television on. We got over to the McLean's Lake House at 9:30 a.m. Alabama time.
Nice.
We were on the boat by 10:15ish.
Okay.
Which was awesome. It's a 30-minute commute on the boat to where we were going. So it was a little 30-minute boat ride, chilling, listening to music, having a cold beer at 10:30 in the morning.
Can't beat that.
Get out to Flat Rock, which is just this big part. It's island, but part of it is just all sandbar. So we just beached the thing and hung out in 2 feet of water all day, got sunburned, had fun, and then went back. We were back at the house by 4, which is forever. Like, it's forever. Like, 5 hours out in the water on the lake is forever.
Long time. That's exhausting.
But it was the perfect amount of time. 30-minute commute back on the boat was just as fun. Like, that's my favorite part. I just ride around the lake on the boat and be happy. It's a big pontoon. I don't need the speedboat. It's a big pontoon boat with good music.
Yeah, I'm not a speedboat guy either, man. I'm with you. Pontoon boat, good people, good vibes, good music. Yeah. That's
it's loud, so you can't talk. I know that's a jerk thing to say, but like, I just want to chill.
Enjoy.
Like, if you see something interesting, just point.
Yeah.
Look at that, and then there's your conversation. You don't have to. I loved it. I had
silence. You're just enjoying, like, I don't know, the ambiance of the lake and the engine and the water, and
my last 2 4th of Julys are my 2 favorite 4th of Julys ever, and unless I get a specific cease and desist from Wes McLean, I will be at his parents' house every 4th of July. He doesn't have to invite me anymore. He has to specifically uninvite me. And because of that, this year I'm going to give you my secret. I had a different strategy, and it's not a difficult strategy. Wes's dad is awesome.
Yeah.
And so I decided this year I was going to hang out with him. He was going to be my guy.
The friend of.
So I just cut up with Mr. Jimmy the whole time. So now if Wes uninvites me, I just call Mr. Jimmy.
It's
his house.
Wes Didn't say anything about me coming July 4th. I just want to make sure with you that it's still cool that I come to July 4th. Yeah, get in with the big hoss.
Yeah, that's the way you do it. Strategery.
Strategery. I like that, man. Yeah, we just hung out at the pool all day. I started grilling. I went to the pool at about 10 a.m. and knocked back a couple of Busch lattes. And then came back to the house around 12:30, 1 o'clock. Grilled up some. So for 4th of July, I do my smoked corn and brats wrapped in bacon. So I take the corns, desilk them, pull the husk down, rub it in copious amounts of butter, a little bit of ranch seasoning, a little bit of Montreal steak seasoning. Then I put the husk back on it. And then I smoke it on my grill for about an hour and a half and let it just slow cook and simmer and get all that earthy goodness from the husk taste in there in the smoke. Then the brats, I throw them and I beer boil them for about 30 to 45 minutes and get all that beer soaked up, and then wrap them in bacon and then put those on the grill and smoke those for about an hour until that bacon is super crispy. And that's what I did. Took that up to the pool, and then we stayed at the pool until it got dark around 9:30, and then went over to my neighbor's house and watched him shoot off a bunch of fireworks. So that was another successful July 4th. Didn't go golfing this year. Usually have my annual July 4th golfing outing.
Too hot.
Well, everybody I texted was busy too. Like, they were either on vacation, or they had to work in the morning, or it was everybody was so busy. It was we tried to golf on, when did we golf? Sunday. We golfed this past Sunday. Buddy, that was a mistake. I looked like I just got out of a lake on hole 3. It
Too hot.
was miserable, man. Absolutely miserable. At hole 10, I gave up. And I went through 3 gloves in 9 holes. And my socks and shoes were completely soaking wet. And I got fed up with it, and I golfed the back 9 in flip-flops because I was tired of wearing shoes. And it was just too hot and miserable, and I golfed in flip-flops the back 9 because it was awful. I wish I'd have brought a spare shirt.
Casey don't play golf in July and August.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you, man.
It's miserable.
Yep. I'm playing.
I've gotten to the point now. I'm so spoiled. I only really go outside if I know I can get in my pool pretty quickly. I go out because I get the leaking and I don't quit.
Yeah, I don't blame
Once I
you,
start
dude.
leaking, it's on. And if I'm playing golf in July, I cannot keep up. I
Yeah.
cannot drink enough water to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
I'm sweating that much.
Yeah, it's miserable, man. We're golfing on Friday in Temple's golf scramble. So I got 6 gloves, a spare shirt, and some liquid IV that's gonna hopefully keep me going through that one. But it's earlier in the day, and it's not supposed to be that hot on Friday.
You got a full team?
I don't know. I think so.
All right.
I'm not sure.
Well, if Abner drops again,
Okay.
if Nebuchadnezzar decides he's going to go sell Dippin' Dots, then let me know.
Okay.
Probably
All right.
slide in there.
I know.
I just realized I said I don't do it, but Scramble's different.
He's definitely down. And I know my other friend is definitely down. The other 4th, I haven't heard from.
Well, find out.
I will text him tonight, and I will let you know tonight. But yeah, it's for the Temple. It's for the Temple booster. I think all the registration money is going to the football team and the 50-50.
Oh, I can't do that. I gotta work, and if I'm not working, I'm gonna go to a funeral. My sister's father-in-law passed away. Rest in peace.
Oh no.
And the funeral's on Friday down in Dublin, but I gotta work, so again, I keep forgetting I have a job.
We get this Friday is one of my jobs, so I work in the tech sector, and we're a little crunchy in the tech sector. This Friday we have a mental health day. We have 7. No,
You say crunchy?
yeah, crunchy.
What is that? Like hippie? What does that mean?
Yeah, hip. That's the new word for hippie, like people that use essential oils and stuff.
You know what? That's a good term. You know why? I've never heard it. I knew exactly what it meant.
Yeah, crunchy. Like people
I know hippies.
live off of granola bars and essential oils.
Well, and hair gets crunchy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So
There's a lot about hippies that's crunchy,
Texas.
like real hippies. There's a lot of crunchiness. I love hippies. I spent a lot of time around hippies when I was at Inner Harbor.
I'm part man.
Dude, when I say hippie, I'm talking about sweat lodges, like built their own sweat lodges and would be in there with drums. I've been around, and I want to make sure that you understand the term, around a lot of naked hippies coming in and out of a sweat lodge. I've never been in one.
Man.
I'm not seeking out stinky hippies and heat. There's 2 things I don't love, but there's different breeds of hippie. And I had, and this commune of hippies had the hippies, and they had the redneck hippies. And I hung with the redneck hippies.
Redneck hippies.
They were from
I
PA.
didn't know there were different versions of hippies.
Oh, there's a whole spectrum. Like there's a whole spectrum of autism. There's a whole spectrum of hippie, and I'm on it.
Uneducated.
I'm gonna be clear. I'm on the spectrum of hippie. You are on the spectrum of hippie.
For sure. Yeah. No doubt about that.
Absolutely. Yeah. But then there's the crunchy hippies that you're talking about. That's full on hippie. Like that's that's the patchouli. And I draw a line at patchouli. It is the worst smell in the history of the world. When the spectrum gets to the point where the hippies stop bathing, that's where my spectrum stops. Like stinky hippies, crunchy hippies, not interested.
Yeah.
Like not it. There was a dude, I won't say his name. There was a dude at Inner Harbor who, after he left the room, you knew he'd been there. 30 minutes later, you could walk in the room and you knew he was there.
Like being in a magic tournament.
Body odor is the worst thing in the world to me. So, yeah, I didn't do that.
But anyway, our tech sector, we get mental health days. We get 5 mental health days a year, I think, and this Friday just happened to be one, so I didn't have to take off to play in this tournament. All right, so as I mentioned before, Casey, college football NCAA 25 is coming out. Early release on Monday. Normal release is, I think, Thursday or Friday. We got our PS5 came in yesterday, so I went ahead and pre-ordered it. Getting
17th, right?
I think maybe the 17th or 18th. But if you pre-ordered it, you get it on the 15th. You get it on the 15th at 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. 4 p.m. or 3 p.m.
If you pre-order it by when?
Just now.
Oh, I'll do it today then.
Yeah, if you do it today, you get the the 3-day early access. So I did all that, and I'm gonna play everything. I'm not really interested in Ultimate Team. I'll definitely do Online Dynasty. I love Team Builder. I'll do that. Do Road to Glory and the Heisman thing. But one of the things I'm going to do on one of my offline dynasties is I'm going to realign college football. And I spent a lot of time on these conferences, and I've come out with brand new conferences. Now, it's not necessarily, I've sent y'all stuff before where there's 4 super conferences, and those 4 super conferences only play within each other, right? This is not that formula. This is something completely regional based. And it's probably not going to be maybe the most entertaining product, but I think it's something unique and cool.
What's the point?
Well, it's all.
Why would you soft sell your own thing?
No. It's not. It wouldn't be like if this was a real college football alignment. A lot of these games wouldn't be as entertaining as some of the conferences are now. Like you're not going to get Ohio State, USC. You're not going to get Texas, Georgia in this alignment. You'll get something a little different, something more regional. So,
the way it should be.
Yeah. So having said that, and not all these conferences are the exact number of teams. I think they range from between 10 to 16 teams in each conference.
It's the worst. This is the worst front load in the history of the world. I just want you to know you have not done anything to tease and make our listeners excited about what you're about to say. They're like, what is this?
What I was thinking when I'm
fired up about this, Bryce. I cannot wait to hear what you've come up with.
Well, what I was thinking, we were talking about this. I don't remember if we were talking about it or I was talking about it with Billy. Like these conferences now don't make sense for anything other than football and maybe basketball. Like it doesn't make sense that Cal is in the ACC for volleyball. It doesn't
matter.
Why?
Because the volleyball is going to go away. The tennis is going to go away.
It's just going to
It's going to go away. Yes. And you know why?
Why?
Yes. Because they just lost this lawsuit. This profit sharing lawsuit where they have to pay their athletes.
Yeah.
And they're not going to pay the cricket team or the cricket team. I don't think there's one, but the lacrosse team,
hockey team,
the non-revenue generating kids sports are going to die. They're not going to pay them. So what's going I'm telling you, I'm the king of the pay the players union, right?
Right.
But I've always been like, you got to be careful with this. Like you got to, it is the slipperiest of slippery slopes. Because if you make it a business, if you call it a business, and if you say they got to run it like a business, you know what they're going to do? They're going to run it like a business. They're going to cut the fat.
Yeah. I mean,
if they've got, not only do they have non-revenue generating tennis, now they've got non-revenue generating tennis. They got to fly across the country to play a match.
Yeah.
It's a loser.
And in 99%, I would say 95% of universities, the football team is the only thing that generates revenue. Some universities generate revenue with basketball. Some of them do.
Maybe baseball. Baseball is like a Georgia Southern. I'd say it's our number 2 generator, probably more than basketball.
Yeah, maybe. But like that, I mean,
but not huge revenue like football.
No, just self-sustaining. So I created these new regions with regional ties in mind. So the first conference that I have is called the Coastal Conference.
Oh, you named them.
I named them.
Why didn't you lead with that, dude? That's interesting. Coastal.
Yeah, I named all of these.
Let's do it.
This is the Coastal Conference. It's made up of all the colleges, all the D1 colleges in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. So
we've got UNC,
yep,
State,
yep,
Crap State,
yep.
Who else in North Carolina?
So North Carolina's got Wake Forest, yep, NC State, UNC, Duke, ECU,
yep,
and Charlotte,
and Crap
State. Yes, those are your North Carolina teams in this region. Your South Carolina teams, we only have 3 of them.
USC.
Yep. You got South Carolina.
Clemson.
Yep.
And Coastal.
And Coastal. Yep. Those are your three.
I'm good at this game.
Dude, you're nailing this.
I'm good at this game, dude. Virginia. I'm listen, all of a sudden I'm having fun. Virginia. We've got UVA.
Yep. You got UVA.
Give me how many there are.
This
is another game.
Five.
All right. Here we go.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
UVA. Tech.
Yep.
VMI.
Not a D1 school.
Okay. That's my first miss. Liberty.
Yep. Yep. So that's 3.
Man, I really thought VMI. VMI's not D1.
No, they're not D1. And if they are, if these other 2 are gonna be tough. I didn't know these other 2 were in Virginia, to be honest with you. One is
Arlington. Army. Army's not in Virginia.
I don't have. So I'll give you this. Army is they're in New York, but
Wrong side of the river.
I do have 4 teams in an independent conference, and it's all 3 armed forces plus Hawaii. I put them in an independent conference.
I'm pissed off about these 2 teams in Virginia that I can't come up with. Tell me who they are.
One is Old Dominion.
ODU.
ODU.
Dang it, I forgot they went up.
And the next one is James Madison.
James Madison, I was on the tip of my tongue, but I hate him.
Yep.
So I couldn't say it out loud. I could say Crab State and couldn't say James Madison. And you know why? Because the Crab State Mountaineers at least have they've earned something. They can talk trash because they've won something. James Madison, you ain't won crap. You ain't won nothing. I say all that to say you still should have been allowed to play in the Sun Belt Championship game last year. However, all you James Madison fans, sit down and shut up. And whenever you put together some kind of tradition of winning that's longer than a year, then you can come talk to the Georgia Southerns and the Crap States and the Furmans and the UTCs. Until then, you are just Marshall, who had one good year because they had Randy Moss, and then everybody forgot about him. Okay? Shut up. Sorry. I knew it was James Madison. I just didn't want to say it out loud.
So that's the 15-team Coastal Conference right there.
All right, well, let's look at this real quick. Who's going to win it? Clemson.
Yeah, it
South Carolina.
Unless Clemson's on a little bit of a downward. No, I don't want to say
but it's not a strong conference.
Spiral. I would say UNC also has a good chance. And
listen, the best state in the best school in North Carolina, very possibly, could be Crab State. Like it could happen in a year. It won't happen every year.
Yeah.
But it could happen in a year. It happened a few years ago. They beat North Carolina and Duke, I think, in the same year.
Yeah. That's like South Carolina. South Carolina seems to roll out a really good team every 3, 4, 5 years. Like they could possibly.
They are so disadvantaged.
South Carolina?
If you think about where they are, they're in Kirby's backyard, man.
Yeah.
You're not beating Kirby for a player at South Carolina.
No.
You're not going to beat him for a player.
And you got Vatek that runs out a good squad every now and then. And then I don't know what's going on with Virginia. Like they can't put it together. Like Virginia's a
basketball school now.
Bad.
All right, that's the Coastal. What's the next one?
So the next one, I don't love this name, but it was the easiest name I could come up with. The Florida Georgia Line Conference.
That's gay. And I'm not talking about homosexual.
I would
not. I have so many homosexual friends that I realize it's offensive to call this them.
Yeah.
Because it's that bad. So I don't mean it. I mean it in the old way, gay. The dumb way.
The second,
not the fabulous way.
My second name for this.
No, yeah, give me another one. That's terrible.
The Cocktail Party Conference. Because it's just Florida and Georgia teams. And Florida, Georgia is the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
I'm going to rename this conference.
Let's go. All right. So this one is just Florida, Georgia teams. Just Florida, Georgia teams. So in Georgia, we got 5 schools. Yep.
Georgia Southern.
Yep.
Georgia State.
Yep.
Tech.
Yep.
Then
one other.
It's UWG?
No, they're not in this game yet. They will be in the next year or two, I would assume.
So is it
one more?
Kennesaw or Mercer?
Kennesaw. KSU. KSU's in the game. Yes, sir.
Once they did away with Division One and Division 1 2A, I can't keep up anymore.
It's tough.
They used to, it was easy. Now with FCS and they float and
UW is technically D1 this year, I think. So I'm not really sure why they're not in the game, but they will be next year. So that's the Georgia side, and then on the Florida side, we have 7.
Miami.
Yep.
UCF.
Yep.
FSU.
Yep.
South Florida.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Florida, Miami, UCF, Florida State, South Florida.
You got that one? USC.
FAMU? No.
No.
They're still FCS. Who am I missing?
No, I think you were right. Yeah. FAMU is. Hold on. Are they still?
FAMU is HBCU, so I think they're.
That's right. They're
FCS.
still. Yeah, that's another thing that there's no HBCUs in this, which I thought.
What?
No, there's no HBCUs, which I thought was. But there's a rumor that HBCUs are going to be a downloadable package later on.
I'll download it.
I will too. I think that's cool.
Oh, absolutely. That's bullcrap.
Yeah.
I love HBCU football.
Florida Atlantic, the Owls. That's the
FAU.
Yep, FAU. So FAU, FIU, Florida State.
FIU and FIU.
Yep. Florida State, Miami, South Florida, and UCF are the Florida ones. But yeah, that conference needs a new name. I hate the name I put on here. I just couldn't think of a better name at that time. The next one.
Okefenokee.
Oh, I like that.
It's the Okefenokee Conference.
The old Okefenokee.
Because it's in both states.
Yeah, I like that. I love the Okefenokee. The next one, I call it the Plains Conference because I imagine a lot of like just big, wide open, flat plains in all of these states. It's Kansas, Colorado, Missouri, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Nebraska, Wyoming, and Utah. It's a lot of states in this one. But most of these states only have like 2 or 3 teams. So I included a lot of states in this one. You've got 2 teams from Kansas.
Kansas and Kansas State.
Bingo. 2 teams from Colorado.
Colorado and Colorado State.
Yep. 1 team from Missouri.
Then OU and OSU.
Yep. And one more from Oklahoma. There's 3 in Oklahoma. Tulsa.
Oh shit.
Yep.
I keep forgetting Tulsa's in Oklahoma, and I've been there. I always think Tulsa's in it, like near New Orleans. I don't know why that's in my brain. I think it's because of the color of their uniforms.
Yeah,
but of course, I've been to Tulsa, Oklahoma, more than once.
Yeah, and you got 2 in New Mexico,
New Mexico State.
Yep. 1 in Nebraska,
Nebraska State.
Nebraska State. That's at Nebraska Tech. One in Wyoming.
I thought there was a second one in Wyoming, but it's just Wyoming.
Yeah, it's just Wyoming.
All right.
And you know what? Yeah, just Wyoming.
BYU, Utah State.
Bingo. That's the 3 in Utah. Yep. That's the Plains Conference.
That's gonna be the most competitive conference so far.
It's Kansas, Kansas State, Colorado, Oklahoma State, Nebraska, Utah. Like that's a lot of good teams in that conference.
This year, Mizzou wins that conference.
You think over Utah and Oklahoma?
Yes. Dude, Mizzou is gonna be good.
Are they?
Yes. Mizzou's top 17?
Really?
18? Mizzou's good.
Wow.
Don't sleep on the Mizzou Tigers.
All right. The next one.
In this conference, they're great.
Right. That's what right.
They beat Oklahoma.
They beat
Oklahoma this year.
Oh, you think? Utah is gonna be pretty good this year, I think. Well,
I love the Utes.
They lost their
They just play physical football. So I like them.
Right, the next one is the Ohiogan Conference. It's Ohio and Michigan. The Ohiogan Conference. We got 8.
That's the best you could do.
Ohiogan. I thought about the Toledo Strip Conference because that's why they hate each other. They battled for the Toledo Strip back in the 1800s. They had a war, Ohio and Michigan. A lot of people don't know that. The states went to war against each other.
I didn't know that. I want to read a book now.
5 or 8 miles in Toledo. Yeah.
So Toledo was the touch point for this entire thing.
Everything, yeah. The Toledo Strip, Ohio and Michigan went to war over it. I actually don't know if a single shot was ever fired in the war, but they did declare.
Wouldn't be much of a war.
Yeah, yeah. They declared war against each other, but I don't think a single shot was ever fired.
Was it thumb war? What are y'all doing up there? You can't call it a war if nobody fired a gun.
But we had the Cold War and nobody fired a gun in the Cold War. It was all just flying back and forth and posing.
Did they not? Did they not?
So
I think 60,000 people, Americans who died in Vietnam, would disagree with you, Bryce.
That wasn't part of the Cold War. Come on.
I think all those men who froze on the side of mountains in Korea would disagree with you, Bryce.
They were just there posing. That wasn't going to do anything to Russia. So 8 universities in Ohio.
All right, here we go.
All right.
It is Toledo.
Uh-huh.
OSU.
Uh-huh.
Ohio.
Uh-huh.
Is Youngstown up now?
They're still not deep.
So the one Ohio off school I know is not there.
No.
Great. I don't know anybody else in your stupid state. Who else you got?
Jason Kelsey went there.
Cincinnati.
Yep.
It's practically Kentucky.
It's its own.
In fairness,
consider themselves like part of Ohio. Neither does
Kentucky,
which is weird.
It's Kentucky.
Yeah, I agree. Ben Roethlisberger was the quarterback there for a while.
Is that Ohio?
Miami.
Miami of Ohio. Well, in my brain, Ohio is Miami of Ohio. and I'll explain. I can't explain why. It's because of my fraternity. We were founded at Miami of Ohio.
There's 3 more. I'll give you the mascots. The Zips.
I'm really good at mascots.
Akron. The Akron Zips.
Zips.
They are the Zips. The Bowling Green Falcons.
BG.
And then the Kent State Golden Flashes.
Fighting Edelmans.
Yeah.
Your awful state has got 7 Division I schools, not counting Youngstown State.
Oh, yeah, we got 8, not including Youngstown State.
How do y'all have so many people?
Oh man, that's a long conversation. We don't anymore. Everybody's moving.
That's a lot of large universities.
I don't think people understand that Ohio is the Georgia of the North. Like, there's nothing to do up there but farm and football. Like, other than three cities that have decent stuff, it's farming and football. Like, that's all they do up there. Basketball
and put cinnamon in their chili, like a communist.
Skyline's not. I don't want even. That's not even chili. That's disgusting.
Amen, brother. We finally agree on chili.
Yeah, not a fan of Skyline chili.
Did I ever tell you about the only time I went there?
To Skyline chili?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Diversion.
Mm-hmm.
We're going. I'm driving up to Massillon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When I was going to Massillon to do that installation, when I got caught in the blizzard on the way, I got all that trip was 2.5 days of wall to wall nonsense.
Probably the blizzard story. Yeah.
Yeah. I got video of that, of me white knuckling it, and you can hear NPR playing because I was so nervous. I put NPR on because I knew that the lady would talk like this and be soothing to me. That is a true story. So I'm getting close to, I do the thing. I'm going through Kentucky, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's Cincinnati. Yep, like people, I'm telling you, you're just driving through like horse terror. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Northern Kentucky. One of the prettiest places I've ever been. And then you come around a corner and there is a city there.
Yep.
It's huge. And it's Cincinnati. And I wasn't expecting it. And so I called my buddy who's from Cincinnati and was like, hey, dude, it's time to eat. Where do I go? He's like, you got to go to Skyline, man. He's like, go to this one. I'm like, all right. So I go there, Skyline Chili. It's on the sign.
Yeah.
Right. I walk in, sit down. It's cold. Bowl of chili, please, and a Coke. And that woman looked at me like I had 3 heads. And she goes, you want what? Bowl of chili. She goes, do you want beans and cheese and onions? It's like, just cheese. Okay. That's what she said. Okay. Should have been my first. So she walks off.
You knew that chili sucked.
She brings me this bowl of chili. Like, even the cook looked over his shoulder at me like, he wants a what? It's like a bite of this chili, and I'm almost spit it back in the bowl. So I start looking around the room and realize nobody's got a bowl of chili. They've got dishes that have this chili on them, but there's enough other food to hide somewhat the taste of the chili. Nobody's eating a bowl of the chili.
No,
nobody.
It's for like fries or a hamburger or something.
It's sauce.
Yeah,
it's like cinnamon meat sauce.
Why would you
put it on spaghetti?
Yes, it might be good on spaghetti. Yeah,
no, it won't be good on anything.
I've never tried it on anything but I had fries, and it was like where you need to go. The only a really good fast food restaurant that's in Ohio. So Culver's, I like Culver's a lot.
Love Culver's, but that's not that's Wisconsin.
They have some in Ohio.
Yeah, but it's based in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah. And then Roosters. Roosters is a pretty good fast food restaurant up there. That's I don't know if it's Ohio based, but I know they have.
Big fan of Roosters in Villa Rica. Shout out! They do not give us a penny. Y'all go there.
Shout out!
You like food? Go to Roosters. You like mac and cheese? Go to Roosters. You like fried chicken? Go to. You know what they got on the menu?
Okay.
Fried chicken livers, oxtail,
I love
meatloaf. I'm telling you, go to Roosters. Anyway, go ahead.
So the next five Michigan universities, in here.
Michigan State. I suck up north. I don't know. I don't even want to think about Michigan.
Directional, and then state.
Oh, yeah, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Central Michigan.
Yep, and that's it.
And then the other two.
Yeah.
Direction. They're so
Central, Western, Eastern.
So uncreative.
Yeah, it's like the Paulding County schools.
Says Georgia, Georgia Tech, Georgia Southern, Georgia State. I get it. Shut up. We got Kennesaw and UWG.
Yeah, we got Kennesaw State and Mercer, Berry. You got a lot of.
You have Valdosta State, which Valdosta is not a state. It's barely a town. The hottest town on earth.
Cincinnati's not Cincinnati State. That's what they call it. They call it the state of Cincinnati. They don't like identify as Ohioans. They identify as Cincinnatians or however they
see it. It's like Philadelphia is not a part of Pennsylvania.
No.
It's just kind of its own thing.
So this conference is pretty much Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan State maybe every now and then, and Cincinnati maybe every now and then, but
no, never.
It's Ohio State, Michigan. Like
it's the Big Ten.
Yeah. The next conference I have, this one's called the Corn Conference, because all of these states I just imagine have corn growing everywhere, and some of them I do know have corn growing everywhere because I've been there.
But Nebraska's in a different conference.
Yeah, I thought about putting Nebraska in this conference
just to justify the name.
Yeah. They kind of float around.
All right, give me the Corn Conference.
Corn Conference. I thought about moving Nebraska here. So the first state is Illinois. What 3 schools are in Illinois?
Illinois.
Yep.
Northwestern.
Yep.
And then the one with the dog.
Yep, the Husky.
Where Tony Romo went.
The Northern Illinois.
Northern Illinois.
Yep, NIU.
That counts. If I know your mascot, I know you.
So that's Illinois. The next state in this conference is Indiana.
You got Indiana, Indiana State.
Indiana State's not D1.
They should be just based off of Larry Bird.
Just being the Sycamores. Agreed. So, yes.
So who else you got? Indiana. And
3 more.
Indiana, and then you got something in Indianapolis. I don't know.
There's one in Muncie. Ball State.
Ball State's Fighting Lettermans.
Yep. One in West Lafayette, the Boilermakers.
Purdue's in Indiana.
And this is one I always forget is Indiana. I always forget it's in Indiana. South Bend.
Well, because screw them.
I know. I always forget they're in Indiana. Notre Dame. I always forget.
I just forget they exist.
I try to forget they exist.
I hate Notre Dame so bad. My hatred for Notre Dame is on a different level than Appalachian State, because I respect Appalachian State. Yeah. I respect Furman.
Yeah.
Notre Dame can bite my steel toe. Yeah. Like I hate Notre Dame. I got no love for them. Like I want to see them lose every single game. If they played the Taliban, I'd be I hate them. I freaking hate them. Rudy is a lie.
Offsides. Rudy was offsides.
And he was offsides. The whole movie's a lie.
Yep.
With Bilbo Baggins or whatever his name is running down a friggin' extra point. Shut up.
So Wisconsin's in this. The state of Wisconsin, only one team. Wisconsin.
Big team. I'm a big Badgers guy. I'm a big fan of the Wisconsin Badgers. I just like the state of Wisconsin, though.
Minnesota. They're
also a fan of Minnesota.
Yep.
Just one school?
Just one school. And then 2 teams from Iowa.
Iowa and Iowa State. I love this conference.
Yep. I do too.
Hold on. Let me
yeah.
Hold on a second. I may have found my favorite conference. I got Wisconsin. I got Minnesota. As long as they got rid of that bald jackass that coaches them.
I can't stand him.
PJ Fleck. Is that his name?
Yeah, PJ Fleck.
Not a fan. Plus, we had him beat. Georgia Southern had him beat and just gave it to him. God, we had them beat last year. And we sucked. And everybody's kissing his butt to how great a coach he is. The worst Georgia Southern team in the last 20 years had his ass beat.
And you know what? I'm making an executive decision here, and I'm moving to
Nebraska.
Conference.
He put Nebraska in his conference, and it's
put Nebraska. Nebraska has been moved from the Plains Conference to the Corn Conference.
All right, let me look at this. I've got Illinois, Northwestern, who I like Northwestern.
I do too.
Northern Illinois, who's got Tony Romo, who I like. Indiana, who I always pull for Indiana for some reason because they're such an underdog.
The Hoosiers.
The Boilermakers.
I like Purdue. I always love Purdue.
You got Minnesota, Wisconsin. I'm making an executive decision here. We are adding Nebraska.
Yep.
And we are removing Notre Dame. They do not get to be in the greatest conference in the country after opting out of every conference forever. Yep. They get to go stand in the damn corner by themselves and not qualify for any playoff ever.
So one of the reasons
if they want to play in a conference, they can go to the Georgia-Florida conference. They can go to the Okefenokee. That is the only way they get a conference if they go to the Okefenokee.
I like this. I like them in this conference because the big reason they've never joined the Big Ten is because they want to be the biggest brand in the conference. They want to be able to, swing their pecker around and be the big hoss. And that's not going to happen with Ohio State and Michigan in the conference, and especially not with USC in the conference now. They're just not it. But this conference, they're going to be in this conference, and they're going to think they're going to be the big dog in this conference. But you run this for 10 years, and I bet they don't win it, but maybe once.
This isn't the Corn Conference.
I think it'd be awesome.
This isn't the Corn Conference.
What is this? What is this one?
Fullback Conference.
Oh, the Fullback Conference. I like that. We're going to change
I was sitting there trying to figure out why I liked it so much. Fullback. And I got to look and think about all the fullbacks on these teams.
Yep. So
half these teams have a fullback that they play every play.
All right, so we got
the fullback conference.
The Georgia-Florida Line Conference is changing to the Okefenokee Conference.
Okefenokee.
That change. And then the Corn Conference has officially changed to the Fullback Conference.
Yeah. All right. Now, you've been avoiding California.
Nebraska has moved in. That's coming up. California's coming up. I got a conference for them.
Is there another one?
Oh yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 more conferences.
Okay, what's next?
I'm telling you, I put a lot of work into this.
You need a hobby.
The next one I have is the Mississippi River Conference. This is any state that touches the Mississippi River, or some of the states in the South that touch the Mississippi River. So in this conference, I have Kentucky, which they have 2 teams.
Vandy and Kentucky.
Kentucky and Western Kentucky. Oh, they have 3. Excuse me. Kentucky,
Vandy's Tennessee. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Western Kentucky.
Just Kentucky and Western Kentucky. Sorry, I can't read my own typing.
Hilltoppers.
The Hilltoppers. So 2 in Kentucky. Also in this conference is Louisiana. They have 5.
Wait a minute. Where's Tennessee? Is it in this conference, or is there another conference that has Tennessee in it?
There's another conference that has Tennessee in it. I moved Tennessee.
Hold on.
Conference.
Trying to wrap my brain around
yes.
what we've got so far.
Yep.
Alabama. You got Tennessee, Alabama.
And that's it.
That's it?
Tennessee and Alabama are in their own conference.
Why do you hate the Vols so much? That's brutal. All right. I'm looking forward to that one. That's the Saban conference. So, all right. So I've got Kentucky, Western Kentucky,
yep.
LSU,
yep.
Louisiana.
Yep.
Tulane.
Yep, the Green Wave. Yep. And then the last two, their mascot are the Warhawks and the Bulldogs.
They're all in the Sun Belt.
Yep. One of them's in Conference USA.
Okay. Louisiana.
Hyphenated name.
Just tell me. My brain hurts.
Louisiana,
I know them.
Monroe and Louisiana.
Monroe. It was Monroe and what?
Monroe and Tech. Louisiana Monroe.
Oh, La Tech, the Fighting Bradshaws.
Yep. And then two schools from Arkansas.
Arkansas and Arkansas State.
Yep. And then three teams from Mississippi.
Mississippi State, and the Fighting Will Halls.
Yep. Southern Miss. See,
I quit Brett Favre.
Oh, you're done with Brett Favre after his.
He's my favorite player ever.
Yeah.
He was. And he's been replaced by Jason Kelsey. And he is all the way off. I have completely quit Brett Favre.
Brett Favre is a massive douchebag.
Brett Favre stole money from the freaking welfare to give it to build a volleyball. Don't get me started on Brett Favre.
This
he got away with it.
I don't know if the fullback conference or this conference is my favorite. I like this conference a lot with Kentucky, Arkansas, LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. I like this conference a ton. And it's like
it's LSU to dominate.
Oh, for sure. But can you imagine
top heavy
tailgates in this conference? This conference might win tailgate conference of the year. Like every single game here is going to be insane.
I'm thinking, yeah, the Alabama-Tennessee conference sucks. They got three good ones.
Yeah. The Okefenokee conference, maybe.
Okefenokee's pretty strong.
Yeah. I think the Mississippi.
No, because you got Georgia State in there, Kennesaw, UCF isn't tailgating. Yeah. FAU and FIU aren't tailgating. You got Georgia Southern, Florida State, Miami. I don't know if they're tailgating, but
I've been to a South Florida game. South Florida tailgate's pretty good.
South Florida's good, and then Florida's good. Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, moving along.
I think Mississippi River. I think they take the tailgate. So the next one I have is just straight Texas. It's the Texas Conference, and that's all that's in this conference.
You got to call it something different.
We call it
you got to call it something different for two reasons. A, you can't give them that.
Okay.
Because they'll you got to call it something.
Call it the Lone Star Conference.
Feminine. No, you got to call it something effeminate. And two, one of your teams is named that. So you just.
Well, it's not Texas's conference. The Texas Conference.
Oh, but they will. And that team can't stand it if you turn your hand upside down. So they can just fluff right off.
Call it the TX Conference.
We call it the
Big Sky Conference.
Call it the Clampett Conference.
Call it the Alamo Conference.
There you go. I'll go with that. Alamo.
The Alamo Conference. So it's all Texas.
Brought to you by the rental cars.
NASCAR race.
So you got Texas Tech. This is going to take forever. Texas Tech, North Texas. My problem again is I know the schools, but I just don't know if they're D1.
Yep.
North Texas. A&M.
Yep.
Houston.
Yep.
SMU.
Yep.
Sam Houston.
Yep. SMU.
No, that's Southern Methodist.
Oh.
Is Sam Houston one?
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. The Bearcats? Yeah, Sam Houston is on here.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many are there?
There are 13. So
5 more D1 schools in Texas than what I've got.
So Baylor.
So what?
Baylor.
I'm not done yet. Baylor. I'm not done.
My bad.
You took the easy one too. You couldn't give me a freaking hard one on accident. Baylor's 8.
Yep.
Yeah,
5 left.
The Baptist school. We got the Methodist school. Houston, Texas, North Texas. Oh God, I know one down between Dallas and Houston. What's the name of that place? Anyway, give them to me. My brain, it's
So,
been a weird day.
Baylor, Houston, North Texas, Rice, the Owls.
Listen, hold on. I would like to take this opportunity to formally apologize to my old partners, Andy Micascione and the legendary legend, two-time Hall of Famer Mitch Gray, for forgetting our Rice Owls and leaving them off this list. I'm sorry, men. It has been a long time since I still root for them when I see them, even though I'm not around you two. I hope that if you're listening to this, which neither one of you are, that you will forgive me for leaving our Rice Owls off this list. It was the best gimmick ever back in the day. Mitch decided Rice was going to be our team every week. And so we just, like the whole UWG broadcast, he would do score updates. And then at the end, the last one was always the Rice update. And he gave it with mustard. And then we all reacted to it. And if they were ever in a sweat, like they were leading or something, he would give it twice. He'd give it at the beginning and at the end. It was such a great gimmick. I don't know how it came to be, but we were a Rice Owls crew.
So Sam Houston, you got that one. SMU, TCU.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yep. Texas, Texas A&M, Texas State, Texas Tech, UTEP, and UTSA. That is your 13-team Alamo Conference.
That Texas just walks all over. Texas just walks all over it.
Probably. Texas A&M and TCU every now and then will pop up, and like
TCU's a gimmick team
maybe once in a while. All right, we move on to what I think is the biggest conference. It is the biggest conference, the West Coast Conference.
Because you just like screw them all, put them in the thing together.
Exactly. Yeah, because I honestly
should have been.
I really don't give a shit about West Coast teams.
Yeah, that's what you call it. We don't care conference. That's what we're to.
The WDC, the We Don't Care Conference. And I'll just it's California. It's all the West Coast teams. It's California.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah,
it's all the West. It's who's out there that we actually like? Washington State.
Yeah,
because their fans. Their fans are legit.
I like Boise State. Okay, they're in this conference.
Boise. No, they don't count. Everybody loves Boise.
Arizona State.
Is Idaho in that? The Vandals?
No.
Where are they?
Where's Idaho at? I don't know. Did I forget Idaho?
Leave it to Casey to find the one you missed.
You know what? I forgot Idaho.
She's such a communist.
I don't know. We will probably put Idaho in the fullback conference.
Yeah, because they lost a team. And you should put Boise over there too. Boise with them. Boise doesn't deserve to be in there with USC and UCLA.
Do we want to put Boise State in the fullback conference and put Idaho in the Plains conference? Or we can put both in the fullback conference.
No, you put them both in the Plains conference.
Put them both in the Plains.
They compete.
I like
that makes that conference stronger.
All right.
Idaho's whatever, but they've got home field advantage, and Boise's Boise. Like maybe they can scare somebody one year.
I don't know how I forgot to put Idaho in here. I certainly did.
But listen, brother, you've done a lot of work here. Don't beat yourself up for crying out. Good gracious. All right, so we don't care conferences, everybody else, right?
All right, the next one, the Southern Conference. It's just Tennessee and Alabama.
All right.
Those two.
That's the same. We're renaming that the Saban Conference.
The Saban Conference.
No, listen, we'll be fair, and we will we'll call it the Saban Fulmer. It's the Saban Fulmer Conference.
Saban Fulmer. 4 teams in Tennessee.
Tennessee Tech.
Tennessee Tech's not D1.
Vandy, also possibly not D1.
2 more.
Memphis.
Yep. 1 more. Blue Raiders.
MTSU.
Yep. Middle Tennessee. And
Bama.
Yep. 6 in Alabama.
Auburn.
Yep.
ABB Birmingham.
Yeah, UAB.
South Al.
Yep, South Alabama. The Jaguars.
UAB Bama.
2 more.
North Al hadn't gone up yet.
Nope.
West Al hasn't gone up yet.
Let me give you their mascots.
Mm-mm. Jaguar. I'm gonna be so pissed off. Who? Give me the mascot.
Trojans.
Troy, freaking Troy.
Yep.
Again, in my conference.
Yep. And the Gamecocks.
14 minutes from my house.
Yep.
Listen, I shouldn't be punished if my kid can get in-state tuition there, which she can. My child is eligible for in-state tuition at Jacksonville State. So I shouldn't be punished too much for forgetting that it's in Alabama.
So yeah, Alabama,
barely in Alabama.
Alabama, Auburn, Vandy, Middle Tennessee, Memphis, Jacksonville State, South Alabama, Troy, and UAB, and it's a conference largely ran by Alabama. I don't know what old Cuzzy's going to do at Alabama now that Saban's gone, but
it's a terrible conference.
Yeah, that I didn't really do this one very great. I would definitely say it's my worst conference.
It's your worst conference.
Weakest conference. Yeah.
Last thing Bama needs is help.
I know.
You gave them. They got to beat Auburn every year, which they do anyway.
So the last,
and they got to beat Tennessee every year. You gave Bama a conference with their two biggest rivals, who they're always going to play. Tennessee and Auburn are their two biggest rivals. They're always going to play them, whether they're in a conference or not. And then you gave them a bunch of bozos. I love those bozos, but they don't deserve to be on the field with the Alabama Crimson Tide. They don't. By don't deserve, I mean they haven't done anything to be punished to deserve it.
It's good revenue. It's a revenue generating stream.
Yeah, so that they can listen to people sing Dixieland Delight in their stadium. I mean, that's the good thing is that UAB will have Bama coming to them.
Yeah.
And that'd be kind of cool. Bama going to South Al.
To Jacksonville State.
Bama Jack State. Yeah. I mean, that's neat.
Cool.
Yeah. You get your eyes beat out, but at least they're at your house. But the problem is the same thing at Georgia Southern. But they don't have at Georgia Southern, at least we've got tradition. Yeah. But still, red is an epidemic.
Yeah.
UGA hats and UGA shirts are an epidemic at Georgia Southern. And I'm ashamed of it and I hate it. But can you imagine how much worse it is at South Al or UAB?
Yeah, it'd be terrible.
Especially since UAB's gear is awful. Their colors are terrible. Everybody's wearing maroon and white or blue and yellow. It's a two-team state.
It is.
And so you got all these kids even worse. I hate everything about this. I was with you. This is bad. That's a bad conference.
It's a bad conference. It's a bad conference for teams that I don't care about. Honestly.
Yeah, but I do. I have a relationship with some of these. Like Jacksonville State, I got a relationship with. South Al, I have a relationship with. Middle Tennessee, I have a relationship with. Memphis, the Fighting Dylan Parhams, they don't deserve this crap. Vandy doesn't. Whatever. Vandy's been getting their eyes beat out forever. I won't put them in it. But
yeah, and when it comes to baseball season, Vandy's going to be the ones laughing. The last conference. So we have the independent.
There's another one.
Yeah, there's the independent conference with Hawaii, Army, Navy, and Air Force. So they're independent. But the last conference, it's the Colonial Conference, and it's all the teams that everybody forgets that actually plays football in the Northeast. I just lumped them all into one conference. I'm
trying to think of who we don't have. We don't have Rhode Island.
They're not.
But you have Old Dominion and not Rhode Island for some reason.
Yeah, no Rhode Island. So I'll run you down this list because it's honestly outside of like maybe two teams, it's not that good.
Lay it on me, because I'm probably going to ship half the teams from the Saban former up to that one.
We could do a little change and move some of these teams to the Saban Fulmer.
Let's go. Come on.
So Boston College, Buffalo, Louisville, Marshall, Maryland, Penn State, Pittsburgh, Rutgers.
Wait a minute, we don't have Penn State. I didn't realize it. Penn, you lost me at Penn State.
Pittsburgh, Rutgers, Syracuse, Temple, UConn, UMass, and West Virginia.
Dude, sneaky good conference.
It'd be competitive. Like,
forget that. It's good football. Hold on. I got to look at this. West Virginia. All right. So you got West Virginia, Rutgers, BC, Louisville, Marshall, Penn State, and Pitt.
Yeah.
Those are 8 good football teams.
Yeah.
Those are 8 reasonably good football teams. And you've got really good rivalries.
Yep.
West Virginia Marshall is awesome. West Virginia Pitt is
the backyard brawl.
It's eat shit Pitt.
Yeah.
Like, it's real. I went to the Georgia Southern West Virginia game and never heard the words Georgia Southern. I heard eat shit Pitt 500 times. It's a real rivalry that I am here for. They're not that far apart. I love it.
Yeah.
Penn State, Pitt, it's got to be a rivalry. I don't know anything about it, but do you think it is?
I would assume so. Yeah. I mean, Penn State.
Great basketball conference.
Oh, phenomenal basketball.
Great basketball conference.
Rules everybody else in basketball. Maybe the we don't care conference is good at basketball as well, but this Colonial.
I don't touch this. I leave this completely alone. I love this conference. Yeah. This is a really good conference.
So I think the only conference fail really is the Southern Conference.
Penn State wins it every year.
No, yeah, West Virginia has some sneaky.
They're not there anymore.
I don't know. Penn State can find ways to lose games they should win. They're kind of an enigma.
Yeah, but they'll have to lose 2.
Yeah. And then independent, like I said, Hawaii, Army, Navy, and Air Force are the 4 independent schools that I couldn't find but yeah, that's my college football redesign. Essentially, I'm going to create a whole new dynasty with these brand new conferences, and
I have it all written down.
Yeah, see how they play out. I spent a little time putting this together earlier this week.
A little bit.
Pretty excited about the game.
A little bit.
Pretty
all right, let's revisit a morning 5 topic that I want to weigh in on.
Yeah, hit me up with it, man.
I have a question.
Okay.
Clarification.
Yeah.
Your topic was best Disney villain.
Yeah.
My question is it best Disney villain or most villainy Disney villain?
I think that
worst Disney villain. Like, is it like the favorite Disney villain, or is it the absolute worst Disney villain?
Worst, like the most evil Disney.
The one you don't want to have to run into.
Right, exactly.
The answer is Scar.
Yeah,
the answer is Scar. He murdered his brother.
Well,
and then told his nephew that his nephew did it.
I mean, he sort of did it. I mean, maybe a little bit. Maybe did it a little bit.
Not at all.
I mean, maybe just a bit.
Not even a little bit.
I had Scar at 2.
Yeah, who was your number one? Your Cruella?
Deville. Who was, she was created after the devil. That's her name is Devil. I had her at
she doesn't kill anybody. She tries to kill some dogs.
Yeah.
She doesn't actually kill anybody. This cat murdered his brother in cold blood.
Did he fall?
No, he murdered him.
He was trying to help him up with the claws and stuff.
Not only did he murder him, he talked shit to him while he was murdering him and laughed. It's Scar is the answer. Best Disney villain?
Grief has all different types of effects on people.
Best Disney villain.
Like the one you like the most?
It was just awesome. It's Ursula, right? Ursula's legit.
I don't know if you heard on the podcast, but young Bryce Sparling sort of had a thing for Ursula, and I think I was one of the only people in the entire world.
I got a feeling live action Ursula would be a hot thickie.
Well, have you seen the live action?
You see the hot thickie? Yeah, she should be a hot thickie.
The villain that I liked the most, that I don't think a lot of people did, but the villain that there's 2. There's actually 2. I take that back. There's 2. The first one is Sid from Toy Story. Like,
Sid's not a villain.
It was just a kid. It was just
kid being a kid.
Yeah,
he doesn't know those toys are alive. They're just toys. They play dead for him.
No clue.
If Woody popped up and was like, "Sid, don't kill me," and then Sid laughed and cut his head off, now he's a villain.
Yeah.
But strapping a bottle rocket to the back of a G.I. Joe, we all did that.
Being a young boy.
That's what you do.
Being a young boy. And then
Sid's not a villain.
And then the other guy, Gaston is a villain. Like, is he a douchebag?
He's a chauvinistic pig.
Yeah, maybe.
But he's
and he's going up there and trying to kill this.
He's a little rapey
monster. Well,
he's not a rapist as far as we know, but he's a little rapey.
He's one of those guys that would have a boat and take a woman out there, and she couldn't say no. Because of the implications.
I got the paddle.
So
I'll get back.
So Sid's my number one. That's like, he's not really a villain. And then Gaston's my number two, because I'm like, he's kind of a chauvinistic pig douchebag, but like, he's going up there and trying to kill this beast. And
Beauty and the Beast is probably my favorite Disney movie.
Really?
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast and Lion King.
Good one. I'm not a big Lion King fan.
I know Little Mermaid backwards and forwards because of my little sister.
I love Mulan. That's one of my favorites, man.
My kid's a big Mulan fan. My wife will tell you I don't even have to ask her. Her favorite Disney villain is going to be Maleficent.
Who's that?
Maleficent with the horns and she's the evil witch. I guess evil witch.
From Snow White?
Is it Snow White? No, the other one. Sleeping Beauty, I think.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I've ever seen Sleeping Beauty. I don't know if I have.
Is it Mirror Mirror? I get them confused.
No, Mirror Mirror's
controversial, biggest villain.
Yeah.
How about this? Biggest sleeper villain, right? Like, because then to me, Daniel Macchio is a sleeper villain in Karate Kid. Okay. To me, the biggest sleeper villain in the Disney universe is Elsa. Elsa's a villain.
Yeah.
The hero of Frozen is her little sister. Elsa's
Anna. That's her name.
Yeah, Anna. Elsa banishes herself, and she should have. She's dangerous and a jerk.
Yeah, and she's going.
She just want to build a freaking snowman.
Like,
just want to build a snowman. That's all she want to do. Little Anna just want to build a snowman. You got to kill everybody with put your gloves on, jackass.
I think Sven is. I love.
Sven's the greatest character. Period.
Frozen 1 and 2 are so good, man.
Sven and Olaf.
Olaf, yeah,
great characters.
All right,
and then the old goofy dude, he's awesome.
What's his name?
Anna's boyfriend.
Tim, Kyle, Ben. You big summer blowout. I love it. I love that movie.
Yeah, what's his name? Sven.
Shopkeeper number 3.
No, he's got a name. It's a name, and I used to know it.
Oh, let me see.
Summer blowout.
Big summer blowout. His name is Oaken.
Yep.
Oaken.
Welcome to Hawkins.
I don't think he has.
I am turning into the Indian version of the Oaken for some reason. That's pretty racist, Casey. As soon as you talking about it, got somebody coming into a shop.
I don't think
that's terrible, dude. I'm calling myself out. That's a demerit from me.
I think it's just Oaken. I don't think he has a last name. I don't know. Do you got any show and tell for today, man?
Oh God, I don't know.
I got one thing for show and tell. Something that I've been trying to get on here.
Not in your wife's car?
No, I got it out because she cleaned her.
Start, and I'll look around.
Okay, so
I walked right in and sat down and started the podcast.
I have described this on the podcast a couple of times. When Easter comes around, we've talked about it as well. When Easter comes around, we have a series of events that we all play in. Badminton, golfing, cornhole, a lot of stuff. And for years and years and years, Hope and I are badminton champions. We're like 4 or 5 times undefeated in badminton. We are the badminton champions. And this year, once again, of course, as if there was any question, we won the championship again. And I just wanted to show my awesome.
Oh, dude, now you got to hold on. That's awesome. Congratulations. Stand by. Right. We're going to match them up.
Okay. All right, cool. So this is my 2024 Easter badminton champion trophy. And my cousin Hope Carnes has the exact same trophy in her house, I'm sure, up on her coffee table or displayed beautifully on a bookcase. But this is my 2020 badminton champion. Oh yeah. I mean, these are awesome.
That's legit.
These
This
are
is 1996 wiffle ball tournament, first place, Second Baptist Church, right there.
I mean, it's
won the home run derby that year too, but I don't know what happened to that trophy. It was the same size.
I can guarantee you, I'll keep track of that trophy more than any of the 7,000 rings that my sons have won for travel baseball.
So that you guys can understand how big it is. It's half of my hand, and I have kept up with this since 1996.
What was it, about 8 inches?
Absolutely, it's 8 inches. Maybe 8.5. Why would you even ask that? What are you, an idiot? Of course.
Oh God! All right, man. You got anything else to add this week?
I'll say this: anybody who's still here, y'all love us, and I'm grateful for you. We just ran down the entire episode.
The entire episode was just
was reclassifying was what Bryce's video game conferences are going to be. It was so bad I lost interest. Oh, hey, let me do this for you.
Yeah.
All right. So my wife, who I want to be clear, does not need to lose weight at all. Period. She's awesome. She looks great. But her chiropractor gave us diet to look at, and we were looking at it last night. It's called the Cryo Thin Weight Loss Program 7-day trial. I found this I'm using it for notes. Is why I thought about it.
All right.
And the point of it is, whatever your light.
Oh,
you got dark.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, your screen went to sleep.
Yeah, my screen went to sleep.
So the point of the diet is, and here's the thing, my wife doesn't eat anything, but there's 2 load days. Like let's say Saturday, Sunday, you load. Like you eat a lot of food. And then the other 5 days you eat a small amount of food. Well, I'll start with this. I looked at the other 5 days where there's a small amount, and I'm reading them like, dude, that's what you eat anyway. Like you don't even, like, it's not. The low day is there's a 6,700 calorie day and a 5,000 calorie day. So 11,700 calories in 2 days. It's fit. My wife cannot do it. I would struggle to do it. But because of that, she's got this list of all these foods that are high calorie.
Yeah.
There's Big Macs on there, a 14-ounce ribeye. You know, one of the highest calorie counts is?
What's that?
7 ounces. It's 870 calories. 7 ounces of Russell Stover's chocolate-covered raisins. 870 calories.
Holy smokes.
It is equivalent, according to that, to 25 pieces of bacon.
I'd rather have 25 pieces of bacon.
10 pieces of bacon is only like 360 calories for 10 pieces.
I don't know anybody who's ever stopped at 10 pieces of bacon because.
Right. But the next time you find yourself smashing chocolate covered raisins, you need to pick something different to snack on. Like chocolate covered raisins, you eat 2 handfuls of them, dude. That's your calories for the day.
Nah, I'm a
I
hard.
don't know what's going on at Russell Stover's. These chocolate covered raisins will kill you. Like there's a reason they come in little bitty boxes.
What about Nutella? Is the Nutella on there? That has a lot of like.
It wasn't on there.
Really? I thought that
there was like a 14-ounce ribeye on there, which was 1,000 calories. I was like, dude, you got to eat 6 of those.
Damn, I wish I could get put on that.
This thing listed as one line item 3 cups of half and half.
3 cups of half and half.
And I think the 3 cups of half and half may be less calories than the damn raisins.
Let me see. One Bush Light. How many calories are in one?
140.
All right, let's see.
Over under 140.
What is this? There's only 95 calories in a Bush Light. Look at that. So I can drink 10 of these bad boys, and there's only 1,000 calories.
You can drink 8.7 Bush Lights and have the same calorie or less calories than chocolate covered raisins.
That's an easy choice for me. I know what I'm making.
And they'll make you feel a lot better.
I know what I'm making. I'm making that Bush Latte choice, baby. Oh, man. All right, you got anything else for us this week?
What was one of the best commercials, one of the best ads ever, billboard ad, was the Guinness ad. Under 100 calories, not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. That's brilliant advertising to me.
My 4th of July shirt this year, it was a big graphic on the back that said red, white, and Bush Light.
That's appropriate.
That was my 4th of July shirt this year.
My good thing for the week was the lake.
My family
and my friend. It was awesome.
My good thing for this week is we had our first football meeting yesterday. So football's getting kicked up.
And we're having our first football meeting tomorrow.
We are for Hometown Sports Media. It's gonna be exciting. We got all of our app stuff always sent through and approved, and new app should be
not approved yet, right?
Yeah. I mean the developer and all that. That's what we were waiting on. That was the hard step today. Was getting the developer stuff. And
I am envious of your optimism, my friend.
Done.
And I love you for it.
Yeah. So yeah, that'd be good. But for Casey Bass, I am Bryce Sparling. This has been TM5's Bro Therapy, brought to you by Marine South. Yeah. And as always, fins up.
Love you, mean it.